everybody, and welcome to the seed ball making activity. My name is Robbie, and I'm a program instructor with YMCA Earth Service Corps, also known as YESC. And what we do is work with green teams all across King County, helping to support their environmental clubs and facilitate their programming. We're excited to do this activity with you here today. So the materials you are going to want for today are some potting soil, you're going to want some water, an egg carton, some seeds, some clay, a plate, maybe just a regular tablespoon, and another measuring cup. Ooh, and also a sifter or a sieve if you've got one of those laying around. We're going to get started with a 1/3 cup potting soil. Doesn't need to be exact. You can put it right on your plate or whatever surface you're working on. And about 1 tablespoon of clay. Once you've got both of those together, you're just going to start mixing them up. You can use your hands or use a spoon, anything you like. So we've got our clay and potting soil mixture here. There's a lot of chunks in it though, there's some sticks and other things, so I'm actually going to put it through the sieve to strain out some of those bigger pieces. This will make sure that the material that we're working with is a really fine texture, which will help it hold together much more when it's wet and help that seed ball really stick and not come apart so easily. This is going to be cool. Once this is all set, you've got the clay and soil mixed together and you've got it sifted down. You want to start to add the water, but just a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon, put it on there, and it's not going to look like much, but you want to start with just that little amount and mix it all up because the water tends to clump in a couple little pockets. 1 tablespoon wasn't quite enough, so I'm going to add a second. At this point, it starts to hold its shape just a little bit, so I'm going to try and put it into a ball and see if it can pass the drop test. So the drop test, you take your seed ball and you hold it 6 inches above the ground and give it a drop, and mine broke. So we're going to add just a little bit more water. Oh yeah, that's going to do it. Nice. Okay, now for the fun part, we get to add our seeds. We're just going to add a handful, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. We want to create little divots in the seed ball. You can do that with the edge of your spoon or your finger. And that's where you're going to tuck the seeds in and then cover them back up with the soil. Okay, the seeds are tucked into that ball. I've covered them back up with some more soil, and we're going to set the finished product in our egg carton to dry. Once your seed ball has dried, maybe after a day or 2, you can head outside and throw it into the nearest green space you can and try to grow some plants.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I'm another YMCA Earth Service Corps representative. Now that you've made your seed balls, you have to step into the mind of a pollinator. Imagine you're a butterfly or a bee, for instance. Where do you want to find flowers along your journey? Some animals that appreciate flowers are bees, birds, other insects, and bats. All of these types of creatures are what we call pollinators. They help make sure that the flowers and plants can grow so that we have happy, healthy plants for our ecosystem and cities. We want to plant our seed balls in places that will make it easier for pollinators to find their way across the city, and not just one garden or one park where they will be isolated. you for planting flowers for our pollinators.
And thank you for joining us for this how-to seed ball tutorial video.
Don't forget to check us out on social media or the YMCA website to learn more about our program.